Okay, great. So I hope you can see my screen. Let's just directly to the talk. So talk is going to be a mix of technical and also it's also going to go with different aspects. So maybe it's different than the talks that you kind of saw today. It will be some yarn and some general opinions and so on, right? So some of it is based on my previous research, some of it is based on some of the talks I've given, and some are based on what currently is going on. So the title of the talk is Thinking Outside the Box in the Age of AI, right? And with applications I'll show in cybersecurity and also like 3D scene generation. And so I'm Lakshmanan Natraj. I'm a mentor for AI Gurukul and happy to give this talk on 27 September 2025 at Rishihood University. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Here is my LinkedIn and other avenues also. So here is a video screenshot of Rishihood campus, which like Chitranshu had given me this afternoon, right? So we are all used to photos and screenshots, and all our apps, in our phones, are all usually just give photos and screenshots. No? But think about it this way: there is a change happening now in the tech side. Is photos and videos, are they going to be the only medium that are there, right? There could be possibly more modes that are coming in. So the question could be, what if the same video or screenshot can be represented as a real scene which you can interactively explore, you can actually go and live that scene, just like how in real life we see, like how in say video games or any other places we do that. How about if that can be possible, right? So with today's tools and the advances in the 3D scenes and generation and the computer vision that is happening, it is becoming very quickly possible, very fast. All of these things are. So from the video that Chitranshu provided me, I just quickly did one very basic thing. And this is what I got. This is not even a very complex thing, very, very basic, simple, quick thing on a thing. And then I was able to kind of get a partial scene of this whole just from that small space. It was just some 10 or 15 seconds or something like that screenshot. Now imagine if you have a nice, like we all take videos, we all take with our selfie sticks and so on, right? Imagine if you take this video in a slow way and then go around, right? And you feed it to a nice algorithm, and which will also allow you to kind of do even better kind of scene generation. You can generate a whole scene, like how you can see in games or interactively you can move around. You would have seen in Google Maps how you can do the street views and things like that, right? So this is very much possible today. And today I'll be showing some of the tools that are there to actually do this. Right, and here are just some more screenshots of this from different angles. Again, this was just a quick thing I did just a couple of an hour back before this. And if you actually train it for a little bit longer time, you will get even better results with these. So the agenda for today's talk is it's like basically first I'll give an introduction about myself, and then I'll talk about what is thinking outside the box, right? And if you saw the previous example, that itself was an example of thinking outside the box. It's like just instead of just not just being okay with a photo or a video, you're thinking like, okay, why not have a scene? Why not have a street map like view and so on, right? And these types of thinking outside the box will lead to more and more creative applications in the long run. And then today with AI kind of disrupting a lot of things, right? We would need a lot of creative applications coming up from now. Think about this: how Facebook came, how Instagram came. See, there is always these things have some time limit, no? The Facebook was one of the top social media at one point, but when Instagram came, it was kind of taking away Facebook. and Facebook was wise enough to buy Instagram. That is a different issue. But as technology changes, these things also change. So this is just a way to, and how do these come out, right? People just think, okay, this is what we have today. Why not create something completely different, which is more tuned and things like that. That's how these things kind of happen. So a brief about myself, so I had completed my engineering back in 2007 in Chennai, and then I'd gone to the US to do PhD in University of from the University of California, Santa Barbara, mostly in signal processing, image processing, and related areas. And after that, I worked as an R&D role in the US, where I worked for different US government projects, like US Navy and DARPA, which is like a defense organization there. And I worked on topics like projects like malware detection, deepfake detection, and just a few of them. And I returned to India about a few years back. I was also a principal R&D engineer in Trimble for about between like 2021 to 2024, wherein I had formed various groups on AI and led lots of initiatives and leaderships and hackathons and other things there. So at that time, these are just some of my small example talks that I have given. So one talk I had given to like an orientation to freshers coming to like triple IT in Chennai. So that was one talk that I had given, and this was more on what should students be doing at this time. So this is a very general talk, not technical, and how can students take advantage of what is happening today. So I will not go to the full talk, but I'll just share. I mean, the link is there. The slides, you can get these after that, right? But what I'll do is I'll just summarize the top key points of this talk, just so that whoever is here, you can also basically see some of the summarized points there. Right? I hope it will be useful for students anytime they can. And there is another talk which I'll maybe show a little bit after some time. So this is on so when I was in the US, my PhD research was selected for like what today you see like Shark Tank pitches. You have to pitch for 3 minutes and see if you can pitch and get selected for a startup or some kind of an elevator pitch and so on. So this was about to 800 plus audience. So and this project did go to a lot of rounds in the next stages and got funding later on. So this is to inspire to somebody want like to like how to take if you would like to take the entrepreneurship route or startup kind of route, just show some things here. So then so this is just a summary of the talk where it gave at IIIT right? So what should students do today? It's just my personal opinion, but I'll just kind of summarize this. So the first point is that we are living through a tech revolution right now. And this revolution is being treated as greater than all the previous revolutions that we have seen. So what are some of the major revolutions that we have seen in the world are like starting from the Industrial Revolution, which disrupted how people work. That was one, and then people started going to factories and other kinds of things. And also electricity. Electricity was a major breakthrough in the early, like 100 years back. And then steam engines were also another breakthrough, and they kind of changed, they separated everything completely. So more recently, what the breakthroughs that we are aware of are the things like the computer. The early 90s, I mean, computers, although they were around for quite some time, the early 90s were when 80s and 90s were when it became commonplace, mainstream, right? So like the PC era started around that time, and until now we are still living through that same era. I'm like currently presenting from a laptop here, so we are kind of still living in that era. And after some time, in the late 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, there was the World Wide Web era, right? So that World Wide Web was a major breakthrough again, how things people communicate and how technology is developed and so on. And later on in the early 2000s, you had the social media era, and then you also had after that the mobile smartphone era, and later the cloud era, right? All of these were the major, some of the major breakthroughs, revolutions that happened all over. Today, we are living through this AI revolution. And what repeatedly people from different quarters, it's not just one person, whoever from the top to almost so many people are saying this is the major revolution and it's much, much bigger than all of these previous revolutions put together. And the disruption that it's currently doing right now and also what it will do in the near future are going to be substantial. But this also, when this type of disruption happens, right? This is also a great opportunity to kind of equip and find that what all you could kind of do in that period, right? Hans, I think I muted it. I don't know how you will be. I don't know how the communication can happen, but maybe Chitan, if you can unmute and then see if we can hear someone, people saying.
Anyone want to share? Can you repeat your question once again, sir? Like maybe.
Yeah. Yes. So imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyone want to tell their opinions? Just try.
By seeing what are the मतलब क्या उनके बिहेवियर क्या चेंज हो रहे हैं मतलब उससे देख के हम बता पाए ऐसे तो उन्होंने यार उससे क्रिएटिव हम बनाएंगे बिहेवियर से पता चलेगा
Behavior. Okay.
सिम्टम्स क्या है
दूसरा आंसर, any other answers?
You want to say anything? Any other?
Sir, we will ask him if he goes frequently toilet at night or not. Something like that.
Something like that. Sure. That's also a good one.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Method still kind of partially works. Of course, you may not know exactly how much the number and all of that you won't know, but you will know if it is beyond a threshold or less than a threshold. It is completely no or not. So this is just one way of telling what is the systematic. I mean, what is some alternative ways of solve. And how we did this was that we wanted to see if you can just represent these malware as just signals, right? So signals meaning you just take it as raw bytes, not as a file, but just the raw bytes. I'll mention what I'll show you what I mean by that. And you don't need to execute the file, you don't need to unpack, you don't need to know which operating system is coming from. It is a pure data driven method. So today this was 12, 13 years back, right? That time these methods were still evolving, data-driven methods were still evolving. Today AI works on data. Without data, AI is not there, and and vice versa, like kind of. So this is a pure data-driven method back then. So how to do that? So this was the main idea, right? Any digital data, like including a malware vector or a binary or executable, it's going to be just zeros and ones, no? Because it's all binary digits. So if you take 8 bits at a time, like 8 bits, what you will get is 1 byte. So that will be between 0, 0. 8 zeros is value 0 and 8 ones is value 255, right? And this forms a 8-bit uint8 vector, like kind of you have between 0 to 255, you have all these numbers here, 0, 1, 2, and 255. And it turns out that that is the same way you represent an image. Like if you take a digital image, either one from your camera or any digital image, and take it, go to Python and plot it, no, you will find that it has R, G, and B. Red channel, green channel, blue channel, and these channels are like will be internal be or grayscale images. It will be of unsigned integer kind of, which is basically 0 is black and white is 255, and all the other ones are between 0 and 255. You'll get some image like this. This is how standard images are represented. So now we are able to take an executable and represent that as an image or as a signal. This is a image, this is a signal, right? Completely different representation. So we did not need to execute it. We did not need to see which unpack it and see which operating system it was. I think just purely take the data, represented in another form, like kind of. And then we started applying signal and image processing methods, right? And what we found when we did this was, we found something very unique. So here are 4 different families of malware. Like this is one family, which is a dialer agent. It will constant. Today we get so many calls in our phones, no, spam calls, spam calls. In olden times, this used to be done automatically in computers. Like even today they are doing done. So they are all called a dialer class of malware, dialer families. This is one dialer, this is one dialer, and then there is another one called Fatian. So these are all technical names given by antivirus software for different types of malware. So what do you see when you see these 4, no? And each of these are different samples. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 samples. So 16 different malware of the same family. Because hackers would have done, you can see some small pattern changes here, no? Hackers would have changed some bytes here and there so that you will get some new variants of the same malware, and they will slightly perform different functions. So these are ways to fool the antivirus software or fool the other methods.